Hi, I'm Camilla, and we're the Fi Resellers, and this is going to be a quick overview of the basics of shipping clothes and shoes on eBay. So first, your materials. You'll need a shipping scale, which you'll use to weigh your items so that you can put in the correct weight, because that will help determine one, the type of shipping, and two, the price. This scale itself only costs about $15, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less if you catch it on sale. It's not that expensive, a pretty low investment just to get you started, but it helps you be able to charge the correct amount. And then you'll also need some packing tape. Again, that's pretty easy to acquire. Doesn't have to be super fancy, just basic packing tape. There are two types of shipping with the Postal Service, with the US Postal Service, which is what you'll use for most clothes and shoes. The first type is called first class mail, and that is for items that are under a pound. And you send those in non-marked bags, such as these poly mailers. You can use, patterned ones, floral ones, whatever. You want to use non-priority mail branded items. So that is in contrast to items that are over a pound, which will need to be shipped priority mail. For those items, you can choose if you would like to use priority mail branded packaging, or you can also use plain packaging. So you could use plain poly mailers, plain boxes, whichever you would like. So it gives you a little bit more freedom, but these priority mail branded packaging, you can order for free online from USPS's website. Within the priority mail branded items, there are two different types. There's flat rate, and there's just regular mailing boxes and bags. The way that you can tell the difference between them is that they will say what they are on the package. So you can see that these two say mailing envelope and mailing box. Those are just regular priority mail packaging. And then on this one, you can see that it says flat rate envelope. There are other types of flat rate packaging, and they will again say what they are on the packaging. So you'll want to keep that in mind so that you charge the correct amount in shipping. Here we have a little girl's dress, and you can see that it weighs a little over 11 ounces. So that will go first class because it's below 1 pound. So we are going to put this in our poly mailer here. Once you have it all packed up, you want to double check to make sure that you have an accurate weight. The weights on first class are in tiers. So there's 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, and 16 ounces. Those are the numbers that you want to keep in mind that you are trying to kind of reach within each of those thresholds, because once it gets over that amount, so say this was over 12 ounces, it would go to the next tier in terms of pricing. So here we have a fleece lined shirt, and you can see that it's over a pound, so we are going to send this priority mail. One of our favorite ways to send items that are just over a pound and that are a smaller size is to send them in these padded flat rate envelopes. They often turn out to be a pretty good price in terms of priority mail. As long as the item fits in this padded envelope, it is one price. That's what they mean by flat rate. You can stuff it as full as you want. As you can see, this little envelope is bursting right now, but that is a-okay. Some shoes, smaller women's shoes and very small men's shoes, can fit into a padded flat rate envelope. So you can choose that option when you are listing and when you are shipping the item. You can see these are a size women's 8, and they fit perfectly in a padded flat rate envelope. Other shoes, like these, are bigger, and so they have to go in a box or in a bigger envelope. We like to use the shoe box since obviously it's made for shoes. They fit perfectly in there, and you can add a little bit of padding so that they aren't knocking around in there, but it's up to you and how you want to ship things. However, since you're not using priority mail flat rate, you need to weigh these, and you need to put in the weight in your shipping. We will leave links in the description below to all of the boxes, bags, and padded envelopes that you see here so that you can order some of your own from USPS. Again, they're free. No kickback, no nothing. Free, and they ship for free as well. So they will be delivered to your address. They do take a little while, so order before you need them. Here you have your listing page when you are creating a listing, and you can see that you have, under shipping details, you have a couple of options. And so first, you want to remember how much this item weighed. So this is a fleece jacket, so it weighed a little over a pound, but not quite 2 pounds. So I'm going to put in 2 pounds here. Unless the package or the box is oversized, meaning it's larger than most shoes or clothing, if you're selling really large boots, for instance, or maybe even a really heavy coat that would need to go in a big box, I usually leave these dimensions blank because they won't change the price. And then under shipping policy, this is where you choose the type of shipping that you would like. So if the item is under a pound, like we said earlier, you can ship using first class. If it's over a pound but a smaller item, you can ship it using a padded flat rate envelope. If it's bigger than that padded flat rate envelope and over a pound, you can ship it using priority mail. So for this priority mail option, that is for items that you were shipping in things that we showed you earlier that were labeled mailing box or mailing envelope. Any priority mail branded packaging that is not flat rate can be used for this option, and you can also use plain poly mailers or plain boxes for this option as well. If you choose the flat rate option, you'll want to use the flat rate branded items. So just keep that in mind that those are the two options within priority mail. And you want to make sure that whatever you're choosing is what you would like to do. So there are a couple of options in terms of shipping on eBay. You can offer free shipping, which means that you pay for the shipping and it's free for the buyer. You can offer calculated shipping, which is where it calculates a price that the buyer pays based on where you live, based on where they live, and based on how much the item weighs, and whether it's priority mail or first class or a flat rate. The last option is to choose a flat rate shipping. So that means that you set a price for how much you are going to charge the buyer for shipping. And then later, when you're purchasing the shipping label, it might be less than that, it might be more than that, it might be exactly that. So you can see here that there's an option for a flat rate on first class items for $4.99 or a flat rate for priority mail options for $8. Once you get more advanced, you can change some of your shipping policies, but for now, we're just going to stick with a couple that you'll use most often for clothes and shoes. The basic ones you'll find in the options on your listing as you're creating the listing. So when you put in the weight here, you want to make sure that you have weighed the item with the packaging that you're going to send with it so that you have an accurate number here so that it gives the buyer an accurate amount to pay if you're using calculated shipping. So now you've made it to the point where you have actually made a sale. And once you do that, you can navigate to the page under your seller hub called Awaiting Shipment. You scroll down and you can see all of your sales. And what you want to do is click Purchase Shipping Label. This was an item that we packed up earlier today. If you have multiple items that you want to print the labels for, you can use this Print Labels in Bulk feature. And then you can put in the weight and the dimensions on multiple orders and print out all the labels at once. I'm going to do it from this page and then we'll show how to print from that page as well. So here you can see that this item weighed a little less than 2 pounds, but we put in 2 pounds here and that we packed it up in a padded flat rate envelope. We will have to pay $8.20. The weight here actually doesn't matter because it's in the flat rate envelope. It's really just the price for that flat rate envelope here. In this situation, because it's a flat rate envelope, we don't have to put in the dimensions because again, we're paying for that flat rate. And then if you scroll down here, you have additional options. You can require a signature if it's a really expensive item. You can add insurance. You want to choose the shipping label format that you want to use. So you can either print the label, or if you don't have a printer, you can use a QR code and you just show that to the postal worker when you're there and they will print the label for you instead. It does mean that you have to wait in line to go up to the counter, but you will get a receipt, which is nice. And then you can choose how you would like to pay. So you can either pay out of your funds, so that is your revenue from your sales. So you're just taking a debit from that to pay for the shipping. Or you can use your PayPal account, which can be connected to your regular PayPal account and whatever way you pay through PayPal. So once you've checked that all of this is accurate and what you want, then you can click Purchase Shipping Label. Then that will take you to this page where you can either download the label, you can print the label, you can print a packing slip if you'd like to. We don't usually do that. So you can click print label, and then that will pull up the label for you to print on whatever printer you use. You can set it to be a label printer or just a regular printer. So if you have multiple orders, you can do what's called printing in bulk. And so you go to purchase the shipping label, and then up here you click print labels in bulk, and then it loads all of your sales that you need to still ship. And from here you can edit the type of shipping, the weight, the dimensions, all of that. So for instance, we packed up this Anna Vini dress and it wasn't 15 ounces, it was only 12 ounces. So in that case, we can switch it to 12 ounces and it adjusts the price that we have to pay. So you can return the difference in the amount in shipping if there is a big difference and you would like to return that to the buyer. That's an option too. You can use a partial refund. The buyer for calculated shipping pays the retail rate for that shipping. You as an eBay seller get to use eBay's business rate. So that's why there is such a big difference in the amount that the buyer pays versus the amount that you have to pay for the labels. You can also think about it as the difference being the amount that you pay for your shipping materials, for your time when you go to the post office, things like that. That's why they call it shipping and handling. So once you have weighed up all of these items and you have them all ready to ship, you have the correct dimensions in there, everything like that, you can click review purchase. Then you'll be taken to a page where you confirm your choices and you pay. And again, you can select how you pay, whether from your funds or from your PayPal account. And then it takes you to this page where again, you can print the labels, you can download the labels, you can print a scan form, which is basically a barcode where all your items can be scanned in at one time. That makes it really easy for the postal worker to take a big bag from you and just scan the one barcode, and all of those packages are scanned as being accepted by USPS. So we hope that that tutorial helped you in getting started on shipping on eBay. If you have other questions, please leave them in the comments below. We'll try to answer each and every one of them. If not in the comments, then in another video. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing. We sell on eBay and other reselling platforms and love to share our knowledge with all of you. So we'll see you hopefully in the next video.